In this video, we're going to answer the question, how can I become a successful entrepreneur? The real truth about being an entrepreneur. This video is part of a series that addresses the real truth about what it takes to be an entrepreneur. But we're not going to offer just one answer. We're going to hear several modern entrepreneur perspectives. This video presents selected, curated answers from various online forums. These answers are unedited and unfiltered, so it may get a little interesting and a little dicey. Some answers may even shock you, so keep your seatbelt fastened and your mind open. Hi, my name is Ed Preble, and if this is your first time to this channel, thank you for stopping by. You should know that I am a true serial entrepreneur. I've started, traded, purchased, or sold a lot of businesses. Over 30 years, I've learned many ways to crash and burn, and a few ways to make a lot of money. I'm a former professor of e-commerce at a major university, and I authored the textbook that I taught. I've built multiple million-dollar online and offline companies, and it's my sincerest hope that I can help you do so as well. Be sure to watch this video to the end because I'm going to give you a free gift, and you can only get it if you actually watch the whole video. One of my own endeavors includes artificial intelligence. The responses to our questions today will be answered through the use of an AI reader. Let's get started.
Here is our first answer to the question, how can I become a successful entrepreneur? This answer is from James Altucher, written 18 books, which means I probably know nothing about self-improvement. Answered on Quora, September 25, 2012. Answer, there is no such thing as success as an entrepreneur. If you ask 10 different people what success means, you might get 10 different answers. Financial freedom, paying down debts, building a big company, personal freedom, etc. And there might be psychological goals as well. Proving everyone wrong, proving my parents wrong, proving that I can make the impossible possible, and so on. Many rich people become entrepreneurs even though they have financial freedom already. Many poor people become lifestyle entrepreneurs. They never get rich from their business, but their business sustains their lifestyle. But one thing is in common with anyone who truly is a successful entrepreneur. They set out to create a solution that would make people's lives easier. If you always have the affirmation in your mind, I need to give to receive, and force all of your thoughts to coalesce around that affirmation, then over time and experience you will create a product or service that will make people's lives easier or better or wealthier. This is a service that people will pay you more than cost for. I've been involved in many successful businesses. I've also been involved in many unsuccessful businesses. I've written about many of them here. For instance, I thought I had a great idea once, 140love.com. I created a dating site on top of Twitter. I thought it was brilliant and I even had investors. What could be better? A dating site, which is a universally accepted successful business model, bringing two people together so they can kiss, have sex, have great pleasure, get married, have kids, prolong the human race, etc., combined with Twitter, the fastest growing social network at the time. I was single then and heavily using both dating services and Twitter. Plus Twitter was cool in the tech community and I wanted to be cool. The idea would be that people can't fake it on Twitter. My service would match you with people similar to you and then you could judge whether or not you want to go out with them by their tweet feed. No bullshit profiles. You'd see the real them with their tweets. Here's the problem. The very basic problem. On dating sites, people like to be largely anonymous. On Twitter, people weren't anonymous. So I wasn't helping anyone. If anything, I'd hurt anyone who signed up for 140 Love. Failure. I spent $40,000 developing it. Here's another failure, junglesmash.com. I wrote about it here, but I'll describe really quickly. I wanted to crowdsource advertising. Typically, a big brand hires an ad agency and pays them millions of dollars to create and then spread an ad campaign. I love a good ad. So I set up a site. I picked a random brand crest and offered $2,000 to anyone who made an ad that I liked. Hundreds of people submitted ads. Procter & Gamble even submitted ads. I knew this was going to be a success because A, I was helping people make money. B, I was helping people have an outlet for their creativity where they can make money. C, I was reducing the costs of creating an ad campaign by the major brands. I always think when you take out the middleman, that's a valuable service you can offer as an entrepreneur. D. I was reducing the costs of distribution since the good ad campaigns could conceivably grow viral and create brand awareness. E. Finally, I was getting results. Both people and brands were responding. So why did this fail? Because I personally failed. It's still a good idea. But precisely those months I was going through a separation, moving houses, I was trying to start a fund that was failing, the financial crisis was scaring me, and I was slipping through the rabbit hole leading me into depression, despair, and a black hole of desperation that would take me a while to get out of. When I came out the other side, I was better for it, but I no longer was doing it. Other businesses I was involved in that I consider successful. Reset Incorporated, back in 1995, very few companies had a website. My only competitors were companies like Razorfish that would charge $1 million for a 5-page website. I was able to compete on price and quality and grew my business until I sold it. Stockpicker, a financial site that was pure stock ideas. No news. In order to pick stocks, you have to avoid the news. I've been involved in the management of several public companies. What you see on the inside is a lot different from what you see on the outside. It's like a black hole. Nobody knows what really goes on inside a black hole because information would have to escape the gravitational pull it faster than the speed of light. Same thing with a public company. So I created the one website that had 10 different ways to come up with stock ideas, combined it with community, and did away with all news. The result was millions of unique visitors per month plus good advertisers like Fidelity. A mental health facility, the mental health space is very regulated. And it's all about filling beds. This particular facility treated teenage addicts. They had a way of getting through all the regulations. They also had a way of quickly expanding their number of beds by buying cheap hotels and converting them. There were no other facilities in their state, so they had a monopoly. So once again, helping people in ways that the people could not otherwise be helped. The business sold for a huge multiple of earnings. There are others, but when I look back on the ones that were successful versus the good ideas I described above that was unsuccessful, I can think of 2 common denominators. A. Help others. You have to really make sure you're not just coming up with a cool idea, but that you are actually solving a problem that many people have. B. Persistence. In every business I probably thought I was going out of business over 100 times. Or my investment, in cases like Buddy Media, was going to zero many times. You have to constantly problem solve and not judge yourself so harshly on your bad decisions that you give up. I'll have another post on persistence. But at the very least, have this checklist before you start a business. If you have just these 2 things, then success will be achieved, whether or not it matches your definition of success. Note, I answer this and similar questions in http://www.jamesaltucher.com/category/james/.
Here is our second answer to the question, how can I become a successful entrepreneur? This answer is from Ben Lee, serial entrepreneur. Helped launch 500 plus digital products. Answered on Quora, August 4, 2018. Here's what most people would tell you to do. Sit down by yourself and think until you come up with a business idea. Some product you could sell or service you could offer. Something that seems like it'd be lucrative. Something that's never been done before. Once you have your genius business idea, build out a pitch deck and show it to investors. Fill it with facts, figures, and statistics about market size and demand trends. Raise as much money as you can, and don't move forward until you have enough capital to support your business for the first 10 years. Then, build your product, put it on the market, and pray to God it sells. Pro tip, don't do this. While this is most people's conception of entrepreneurship, the truth is it's a fast track to failure. Why? Because with this approach, you don't make contact with customers until the very end of the process. And until you've put your product in front of real customers, it's just a guess. But guess what? Most of the time, your first guess is wrong. Instead of following the traditional approach, here's what I'd recommend. Start by going about your normal life for a week. Don't bother with any soul-searching or entrepreneurship classes. Just live like a normal person. Over the course of that week, I want you to keep an eye out for something. Problems. For this 1 week, make note of any problems, annoyances, or inconveniences you come across, big or small. Don't try to solve them yet, just make a note of them. Write them down in a journal or in the Notes app on your phone. At the end of that week, Review all the problems you came across. Pick the problem that seems the most interesting to you. And then ask yourself this question. What is the fastest, simplest solution to this problem that I could create with the tools and resources immediately available to me? Don't try to dream up a pie-in-the-sky idea that would perfectly solve the problem but cost thousands of dollars. Instead, think about how you could jerry-rig a solution with things you could buy easily or free resources online. Make it concrete. Write down every part you'd need and every step in the process. Visualize the finished product in your mind. And now, we arrive at the most important part. Make your idea. Take an afternoon. Take a weekend. Take a month. Take whatever time you need to build your quick and dirty solution. Get all of the parts and put them together. It doesn't have to be perfect, in fact, it shouldn't be. What matters is that it helps solve your problem better than anything else easily available to you. Finally, once you've built your DIY product and tested it for yourself, it's time to get it in front of customers. Real ones. Take your new creation to the office, to the park, or to the farmer's market. Wherever you think you'll find people who also deal with your initial problem. Ask them to test it out. Ask them what works about it and what doesn't. And, crucially, ask them to buy it off you. Even if it's just for a couple of dollars, see if you can get someone to pay you real cash for your makeshift product. Because that is the watershed moment where you go from being a dreamer to being an entrepreneur. That first sale is the most important thing in entrepreneurship because it tells you you're onto something. Once you get that, think about ways you could streamline the product and make it better. Better materials, more advanced manufacturing, more sophisticated design. Make the next version of your new product as good as you can and see how much more a customer is willing to pay for it. Then, do it all over again. And again. And again. Until eventually, you have a real product that customers are lining up to pay good money for. If you want to become a successful entrepreneur, don't bother trying to think up the next billion-dollar business idea. It's a waste of time. Instead, find a problem that you, personally, experience in your life. Design a quick and dirty solution for it. And get someone to buy it. It may not be the most glamorous thing in the world, but trust me on this one. If you can do that, you have everything it takes to be a successful entrepreneur.
Here is our third answer to the question, how can I become a successful entrepreneur? This answer is from Trevor Abram, founder, Abram Ventures. Answered on Quora, December 5, 2018. It depends on your definition of success. Is it financial, family related, or do you simply want more free time? Despite what you see on Instagram or other motivational sites and social networks, running a successful business takes a lot of hard work, grit, terrible days where you want to throw in the towel, etc., etc., etc. To run a successful business, you usually need a variety of attributes, grown traits, and luck. Here's a quick list. 1. Passion. Yes, I listed it first. Whatever. You need it to get started and sometimes to finish too. 2. Grit. There will be days when you just can't. Grit will help. 3. Prepared luck. This is when the door comes knocking and you've already prepared yourself for what's on the other side. 4. Love. It helps to be a good person. It's much, much harder, but still possible, to succeed being an asshole. 5. Preparation. In business, you need HAVE to be prepared. See number 3. Being prepared gives you the ideal situation in advance. 6. Bold action. No matter how much you plan, without action your business will fail. That is certain. You have to take action, especially when you least expect or want to. Get off of Instagram looking for motivation. I do it too, and get done what you need to get done. 7. Hard work. There's no course on God's green earth that will reveal to you the secrets of success. Gurus, motivational courses, etc. make their money selling the dream without action. 8. Skill. It takes some skill to succeed. You either need to be an expert, or growing one at least, in whatever field you choose. There's a variety of free courses everywhere that can teach you exactly what you need to know to get past technical hurdles, ideas, or new skill sets. Remember, this is a quick list. Everyone is different. You may already have 2 or 3 of these traits. You may be working on the others. The good thing is business can be learned. This applies to skill sets as well. As long as you are pushing forward, no one can stop you. Good luck.
Here is our fourth answer to the question, How can I become a successful entrepreneur? This answer is from Hector Quintin, entrepreneur for over 26 years. Answered on Quora, July 9, 2018. Start with the correct mindset. Here's an illustration. Back in 1992, my favorite rock band U2 was on their Zoo TV tour. The moment I saw the news, I knew I wanted to be in the first row, but it would not be easy to make that happen. This is what I had to do. 1. I called my friends to encourage them to come with me. 2. Some couldn't make the trip, so I called more friends. 3. Finally, I got 2 friends committed. 4. A few weeks later, the moment the tickets were going to be released, I anticipated and was ready to purchase them. 5. I got the tickets. 6. I billed my friends. 7. I coordinated the trip for the 3 of us. 8. I reserved a hotel room. 9. I rented a car, etc. About 6 months later, the date finally arrived. It was a sold-out event and had general admission tickets, so if we wanted the first row, we needed to be there early. We drove to the venue and waited for 10 long hours outside the stadium for the doors to open. Crazy, right? I was a teenager full of energy. But there is a lesson here. This is what the entrepreneurial journey looks like. I will never forget this because this was probably one of the most agonizing 10 hours of my life. But why agonizing? Was it the heat? No. Was it that we were anxious, tired, or hungry? No. The problem was one of my friends. While I was focused on the progress towards the goal, my friend was focused on the process that achieving this goal demanded of us. My friend just couldn't stop complaining. For 10 long hours he just grumbled, protested, mumbled and whined. To answer your question, there are 3 important lessons here before you become an entrepreneur. Number 1, make sure that you really, really want this. Entrepreneurship is a journey. It will get hot. It will get uncomfortable. It will get tough. But know that if you focus on the progress of the journey, you will never give up. If you focus on the goal and enjoy the process, your chances of success increase tremendously. Number 2, if you have a partner, make sure he is also passionate about the goal and is willing to withstand the pains of the journey. Believe me, a whining partner will give up and leave you stranded or crush your motivation. Number 3, never give up.
Wow, those were some amazing answers. Question of the day. On a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult do you think it would be to succeed as a modern entrepreneur? Let me know in the comments section below and be a part of this community. I'd love to connect with you down there. And others in this community sometimes have the best tips, strategies, and advice. So definitely connect with the community in the comments section. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Definitely subscribe for more videos just like this. Okay, I told you at the beginning of this video that I'd give you something valuable for free if you stayed to the end. So here it is. The Internet Marketer's Handbook. 79 actions that lead to huge results in your internet business. This is my 90-page, 17,000-word book with 79 critical actions on my website at theinternetmarketershandbook.com. Get your free copy by subscribing to this channel and joining our Facebook group. Links are in the description below. After you subscribe to this channel and join our Facebook group, you'll be given instant access to the Internet Marketer's Handbook. And you'll become a member of a valuable community of like-minded entrepreneurs with valuable insights and resources seeking the same thing you are. Go ahead and do it now while you're thinking about it.